squad, 300 meters.
Mordoff 6, X01, target confirmed.
just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive.
Ahoy, fellow captains, it is Muse. So yeah, there's not going to be any build guide on this video just because of how long that intro montage ran, and it would end up being like a 50-60 minute video if I did the build section, so we just skipped that. The build is basically a gunboat build. I'm using Yukikaze as the captain, commander, sorry. And we have Sims and Mordoff as our inspirations. So reload and health are inspirations. Now, a lot of people, the vets probably don't consider this an off-meta ship, but I'm considering it off-meta because a lot of people don't play it, and a lot of people don't think of the IJN destroyers as gunboats. So Split's going to come out here. He's going to have a really bad day. We're going to talk about how to deal with DDs in this thing in a second, but yeah, Split's going to get roughed up here. There's not many gunboats in this game at this tier 7, that can go pound for pound with the Akizuki. It is an absolutely filthy, filthy, filthy gunboat. One of my favorites. We're rocking our Super Tester camo on it, let people know what's up, because, you know, the Super Tester camo is nice and pretty. I get there's a lot of people out there that have things to say about the Super Testers, but that's okay. It is what it is. They don't know what they're talking about. And I'll tell that to their face if they would like to get into it. But back to the Akizuki. Yeah, I consider it off meta because a lot of people think IJN Destroyer and they automatically think torpedoes. And there is an entire separate line of IJN Destroyers that is gunboats. And they are very, very nasty gunboats. Very nasty. But a lot of people don't play them. And a lot of people don't think of, you know, oh, I want to play a gunboat, let me go get my IJN gunboat. But this thing is absolutely filthy. Like, I love taking this thing out so much. For anybody that has the Fenyang at tier 6, that is basically a Akizuki converted to a tier 6 and transferred to the Pan-Asian line. So you kind of have an idea of what Akizuki's all about. Yeah, it's such a nasty, nasty little gunboat. And it doesn't matter if it's gunning down DDs, gunning down battleships. The DPM that comes out of those guns is just really, really nice. It has good pen, sets fires, does all the things. If you need to go AP, you can go AP with it. The torps are kind of like Fenyang. You get the one rack, but there's a fairly quick reload on it, so you also get the reload booster, which helps out. So you can actually send 2 racks in a pinch. But yeah, it's a really fantastic, like if you like gunboats, this thing is really fantastic. We're already pretty beat up here. The reason I featured this game is we ended up getting 3k base XP. It's not my, you know, highest damage game. It's not my, you know, I focus on XP. To me, a 3 or 4k game XP-wise, I'd much rather have than 200, 300,000 damage. Like, I go for the XP. That, to me, is what is the hallmark of a good battle. And here we do really nice on the XP. So we got our cap right off the bat. We go ahead, bail out of there because we're on vapors at this point. But we're going to stay doing spotting things. I could have picked a different battle that featured me, you know, firing the guns more, but I think that opening montage spoke enough to what those guns can do. Like, you're literally seeing me gun down some of the best gunboats at the tier. Splits, Frieslands, Loyangs, Fletchers. Like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. This thing can hold its own. The DPM that comes out of it is really ridiculous. The downsides to this ship are it's not the fastest thing at the tier. And the maneuverability is not, like, super, super amazing. It's not bad either. It kind of feels like a mini cruiser a lot of times. Like, it almost has, like a baby Suzuki feel to it or something. Something to that effect. Yeah, really great ship, though. I really enjoy playing this thing. And it can just put in absolute work when needed. You know, you get those like 5DD games, and this is a ship I would love to be in for a 5DD game. The only thing you got to be careful of is you don't get the radar, you don't get the sonar, you don't get all those little tools. So you have to be really smart with your play, and you know, not just go charging into radar or sonars or, you know. So with splits, you kind of have to play them Little careful, you know, the way you would play anything else where you don't have radar sonar to counter the splits radar. But when it comes down to that raw DPM fight, you're most likely going to out DPM the split. You can out DPM the Friesland. You can out DPM pretty much anything anybody considers a good gunboat at this tier. And even if you're not out DPMing them, you are right there even with them. Like nobody's. I don't think there's too many ships that out DPM this at tier 7. I really don't. I don't care if you name Friesland, Fletcher, Black, whoever you want to put on that list. Like this thing is right there with them, if not above them. Really, really incredible DPM. You have those 4 turrets, so yeah, like when you really want to put it on somebody, and they reload so fast, and like battleships, that was kind of what first got me interested in the Akizuki, was being in a battleship and having one of these things just absolutely cook me. And I was like, wow, I want one of those. that was the moment I was like, I want an Akizuki. Because, yeah, like, that thing absolutely cooked me in a battleship. There wasn't anything I could do about it. He was sitting in a smoke and just dumping HE on me. And I was like, okay, I want one of those. But, yeah, it's the alternative line to the Torp DDs for the IJN lines. And there's an entire line of gunboats, and I've had fun in all of them. But this one, I think, stands out as my favorite. It's just one of those boats, like, when I just want to go blow off some steam, like, this is one of the things I'll jump into. Normally, it's cruisers, but, you know, I've been playing a lot more DDs, playing solo and, you know, playing with divs. I've been kind of the one having to carry the responsibility of doing DD stuff, just to make sure we have a good DD. Stabs has been dealing with some things, so he's kind of popped back in here and there, and you know, he's light years ahead of me in DD play, so I'm not really the proper replacement for somebody like that, but I'm capable, so I take on that role if I have to. I prefer to be in a cruiser. But yeah, this is one of the ships that if I need to blow off steam, I'll jump in this thing in a heartbeat. So you can see we're up on points, up on caps, up on ships. Our guys are... The 3 guys we have left over there on the top left of the map are chasing a kiting cruiser into the upper corner. And with no HP, it leaves me in a really weird spot. So you can see I have ships right here. I have, you know, this battleship over here. Got a DD right there. And rather than turn around and protect these caps, these guys are literally chasing this cruiser up into the back corner over there, completely abandoning objectives. Like, you know, I was literally pinging and like, bro, bravo cap, don't let them take this cap. Like, we're up, but look at the score. It's a close game. So that is such a foolish play to go chase one cruiser up into the corner of the map when you actually have the advantage, the points lead, all that good stuff. So here in a second, you're going to see me engage their DD. I don't have the hit points for it, but I just want to stall them from turning that cap as long as possible. And so that's going to cost me my ship. It's not a play I should have made. It's a play that I was forced to make by these 3 deciding they wanted to go chase that guy up into the back corner up there. And yeah, I need to stall this cap like as long as possible. So here I smoke. He misses his shots. But I can't just go sailing off. I have to make sure they don't get into this cap, and I have to... There's 4 minutes left in the game. We're only up by like 100 points. Only up by 1 ship. It's a close game. I can't just throw the cap away. And unfortunately, that's what these 3 did. And it left me in a really bad position with the hit points I had left. So it kind of is what it is. And yeah, I'm gonna stall this guy by, you know, letting him get in there, letting him touch it a little bit, and then, you know, getting resets and putting my hull in harm's way when I don't have the hit points to be doing that. So there we see Mr. Atlantico. But yeah, if you haven't played the alternate line of IJNDDs, the gunboat line, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. And while the other ones are good, when you get to this one, if you like gunboats, you'll fall in love with it. The guns are so fun on it. I can't even explain how much fun I have with these guns. So yeah, it's definitely something I would recommend. And again, we're considering it off meta because people don't play it. It's not that it's not like a top of the tier kind of ship. It is. It's right up there with any gunboat you want to mention at tier 7, which would kind of make something a meta, but nobody plays it, so it's off meta. And it's weird. It's one of the first ones I've really featured where people, you know, it's not the capabilities of the ship as much as people just have this preconception of what it is and don't play it. Even when I see them a lot of times, people are running like torque builds on them. Like, it's not a torque boat, it's a gunboat. If you want a torque boat, go play the other line. Like, I get so confused when I see somebody run a torque build on an Akizuki. Like, why, bro? Why? Like, I understand it gets the quick reload. Like, I really do, but it's not a torque boat. Like, the guns are so good. So there you can see we took a whole bunch of health off him, kept the cap reset. There's only 150 left on the clock, so now even if he takes it, there's very little probability they can make a comeback here. Our 3 guys are still chasing that guy up into that back corner, just completely oblivious of game state. What's going on? Welcome to World of Warships. Yeah, completely oblivious up there to the fact that, you know, anything's going on back here. One of them died to the guy in the corner. They finally get him, you know, with 1:30 left, and they're going to lose this Bravo cap because they're not even remotely anywhere close they can reset it. They're not going to have any chance on that DD because by the time they get back down there, game's over. But stalling that cap for as long as we did gave us the advantage we needed. So yeah, I got defense out of it. I got my caps in this game. So even though we went down to very low HP early, we were able to do DD things, even though we couldn't go out and just run and gun like you see in the opening montage. That's going to be all I have for you, captains. I will catch you next time. Good hunting, fair seas. Take care. Bye.
I let it fall.